All right, on today's episode of Python Papi, we're still inside our TensorFlow course, and we did start our linear regression model module. Let's have a look at what we went over today. And you can see here, we will be going over linear regression models. Now we will start the process of training our ML model. In our case, our model will be this straight line of equation y equals mx plus c. As we can see, we have an input x, output y, and we have our weights, which are the constants m and c. With that said, next let me fix that for you really quickly. Next we have x, which gets multiplied by m, and then we obtain mx. Then it gets added to c. That gives us y, which actually equals mx plus c. Let me give you a look at the model we created for that. So you can see here we have our y equals mx plus c. We have our x, which gets multiplied by m. That's how we obtain mx, and that gets added to c, which gives us y equals mx plus c. So let's go back up to the reading. And now, with that said, next we have x, which gets us multiplied by m. We went over that part already. That gives us y, which actually equals mx plus c. So y actually equals mx plus c. So this is pretty much the same. It's just saying that y is equivalent to this equation here. Then we put everything into a box, which we call our model. That's what you can see. I just showed you that a second ago. We actually had to create this box we had to create this box around our model here. And that's how we did that. Let's go back up to the reading. Now notice we have our model here. We have x that leads into our model. That's x leading into our model. And then we have our output that comes out of our model. As you can see, let me go back down a little bit. You can see this is the output that comes out of our model. Now what we are going to do is get the most applicable values for m and c such that we have an output that best represents our data set. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find the best possible values for m and c to represent our data set. So when we are talking about a model, essentially what we have is a function which tries to be representative of our data set. We should note that this model has to be chosen such that it represents the best data set for us. And that's what we went over. I didn't want to go too far just getting started. I wanted to make sure I had the basics down before we moved on, because we will start building this model inside of TensorFlow tomorrow. So I wanted to make sure I understood everything what was going on. And it was quite a task alone, even creating this model using VS Code. If you use VS Code, you know. But yeah, that's what we went over this morning. And tomorrow we'll pick up with TensorFlow. Well, we're in TensorFlow now, but tomorrow we'll pick up with creating this model inside of TensorFlow. So you stick with me, and I'll keep you guys posted. But for now, this is the Python Poppy. You guys stay Gucci.